when the man access ejaculation, the next thing, the energy that are very similar with the sexual energy is the brain energy. That's why in a man, the first step, they have to learn how to control ejaculation and draw this sexual energy up to revitalize the brain. The man dominating what element? The man. And the woman is what element is the woman. Is that two elements are support each other or counteract each other? That is the first step. We have to look at that.
OG Mastery, the original gangsta, God and Goddess, all coming into mastery. We're coming into you. This is where we talk business, sex, relationships, money, health, entrepreneurship, and self-awareness. Now your host, Robyn Lin. Revered as one of the most spiritually influential people in the world, Qi Gong Master, educator, author, and entrepreneur, Mantak Chia has now written over 60 books, translated in over 40 languages, and founded his first school 50 years ago. Mantak created the Healing Tao method and is founder of the Tao Garden Health Spa Resort located in the countryside of Chiang Mai, Thailand, where we met. Today in OG Mastery, we'll discuss the inner alchemy, sexual alchemy, and the gateway that opens your sexual qi and eroticism to ignite your love life and to know how to alchemize your purpose. So welcome to OG Mastery, Mantak Chia.
Hello, hi, I'm Mantak Chia.
How can we, as practitioners, cultivate our own sexual energy using the Healing Tao? What is the very most important thing that we need to know?
So in the Tao theory is that when we get to the adulthood, okay, that means usually now we have very good food and a lot of food like chicken have a lot of hormone. So usually we're getting more mature earlier. So sometimes, like 10 years old, now some of the people can be earlier, okay? So it's about 10 years or 12 years old. Now, the man started producing sperm and the woman have started to have the menstruation, okay? So that's why when we get to that level, the sexual energy producing a lot. So the sexual energy take one major part of our life force out. So that means when we have, for example, we have 100% of life force, sexual energy can take 20% of the life force to be sexual energy, or some of 30% like that. So that's why the body, they have sexual energy because they need sexual energy to have children and to have all the offspring and transmitting down to the next generation. But when we have 1 or 2 or 3 children already, nowadays you have 2 or 3 children is a lot now, okay? So now after that, we still can have a lot of children because when the woman is up to menopause, men so it's about 45, 50, it's a menstrual pause and finish. But men, when they maintain their health, they can have more sexual energy and continue producing the sperm until they quite old age,
What is one of the ways that people who are not practicing these Taoist healing methods, what's one of the ways that people can start getting involved with the practice?
If people interesting and they look for, they say, that means I do all my things already, okay? By books, by video, by teaching around the world and non-stop for 50 years, okay? And that is what they can learn from that. So they can learn from book. And now we're online, and I just finished the class and online course. So people can study online, our whole world now, okay?
What's a practice that people can use to maintain passion? What's an example of one of the practices?
So the basic, we have the first practice we call the inner smile. So you learn how to smile into your organ, but you have to follow the sequence. So we have the creating cycle, okay? So you follow from the heart, smiling down to the heart. When people learn how to smile to themselves, you are starting to learn how to love yourself. And when people love themselves, all the problems you can solve, okay? And a lot of problems you can solve because when you love yourself, you want to take care of yourself, you want to make yourself healthy, you don't want to just drink or other things so much, or sex unlimited like that too much. You're draining your own organs, you're draining your own life force, you're draining your sexual energy. So in a Tao practice, so we have a practice we call man, you can learn how to non-ejaculation method. That means you don't have to ejaculation every time, okay, that you make love. And women, they learn how to change the milk back to qi, so that we have because women every month when the egg mature, the body started to prepare to make milk. And the milk is a nutrition to feed the newborn child. Okay. Nowadays we have bottled milk, so we don't. It's different now. But women is still when they get pregnant, the milk started to prepare. Or every month when the egg started to mature and come down, now the body, they think, oh, they're going to have baby, so they prepare to make milk. And there is a lot of energy to go to make milk also. So that's why in the Tao state, lady, you have to learn how to rub your, we call massage the breast and change the milk back to qi. And that is the first step. That is the lady have to do. Men, you have sperm producing in a testicle all the time. So we have a practice called massage the testicle. So you hold in the morning, you take your clothes in your own bathroom, and you learn how to massage your testicle. So you change the sperm back into qi. So there's a whole energetic practice transforming the sperm back to qi. Ladies transforming the milk back to qi.
And this is for vitality, and in the Tao we call it immortality, right? The path of immortality. Is that where? So
you have to get to you get to transform energy to have more energy and you live longer, okay? And you have the whole different practice that you have to creating an energetic body, okay? And when you are alive, you can creating an energetic body and you transfer this body energy, you transfer the energy body, the soul and spirit energy into another body, okay? And now the physical cannot last forever, but the energetic body and soul and spirit can be last forever.
So is the practice with retention, is it most potent for a man when he's with a partner, or is it just as potent when he's alone, when he's solo?
It can be you can be alone or you have partner. Okay, so you have partner. It teach how to conserve energy, and you don't have to ejaculation every time you make love. And that is the whole simple theory of the Tao.
Yes. When I met you, you spoke very strongly about your Chinese astrology system. Can you share how important the elements are and how you've worked with the Chinese astrology to help people understand how to navigate life?
Yeah, the Chinese astrology is a very ancient. It's very old, ancient practice in the Tao. And so when we put the 8 character, we call 8 number of the day, month, and year. So all put together is the 8 number. So when 8 number coming up, and we calculate out what element they are, and what energy they dominate, what energy they're missing. Okay, so we have a way to strengthening, because it's calculated out from the 5 major organs. So now when we look at the chart, what organ weak, what organ strong, they're representing the organs. Okay, and when we know the organs are weak, and now they have, so the astrology chart, they have all recommending down there. So what you have to do, and what kind of color you have to, what kind of food you should eat more. So we always, it's a simple, it's we call color code. So we divide the organ in color codes, and we divide the food in the color code. So easy to follow. And for example, if the liver not strong, now you eat more green color, okay, more green food, more vegetable, more green, and now you will strengthening your liver. So we always work with the organ first.
When we look at the yin and yang in an individual, and we look at our partner or our lover with yin and yang, how important is it for us to work with our partner's yin-yang balance? Can you share a little bit about that?
The whole key is in the astrology. So so when we look at the both man and woman astrology, okay, and the astrology is have yin and yang there inside there, okay. So when we look at man and woman, are they come together or not? So it's man, for example, we say a man is fire and the water is water, and the woman is water. So when a man say something or do something, the woman like to get the water and pour on the fire, and now the marriage not going to work, okay? Or if the man is a metal elements, and the woman is fire element, so it's always going to melt down the man, and the man feel that the woman is overpower over the man. So that's why when we look at astrology, we see that man and woman can be capable, work together or not. Is the element go together or not? So element we have fire, water, tree, and earth, and metal. So that is all this. So when you have 5 elements, you can see them work together or not work together.
How do we use your practices to transmute that energy if we're intentional with that energy of our own dominated elements? If my partner's very yin and I'm very yang, we might be complementary, but sometimes maybe we're both yang or sometimes we're both yin. So how do we use the practice, the system to transmute so that there is more harmony and balance when we're working with our partner?
So the first thing we look at male and female, okay? And the male and female, so when the astrology come up, we have to be say that the man dominating what element? The man. And the woman is what element is the woman. Is that 2 elements are support each other or counteract each other? That is the first step. We have to look at that. Yeah. But that is have to be calculated by the computer. So the people send in the birth date and time and everything, and we put in the computer, and the chart come out, and now we have something to talk. When no chart, we don't know what to talk. Okay.
So we all have dominating energies that we are born with. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is the yes.
And
so
then,
we have to find out not just yin and yang, because it's 5 elements. You have fire, you have water, you have wood, you have metal. Okay, and you have earth. So it's 5 major organs, 5 major elements, and everybody have different. They're born with different date, different time, and the energy dominate or deficiency. Yeah.
So when you started on your healing journey, on your path, you were very young, and you spoke of your mother in a missionary position. Was she inspiring this path for you? What led you to create this Tao system? What started your journey?
I like Chinese. I study Chinese and English, so I read Chinese and all the Tao, and I just like it, okay? And I'm looking for the practice, and I studied with quite a number of masters. And finally, I find a master that give me a whole system practice. So I am teaching in a whole system of the Tao practice. Okay, not only Tai Chi, not only Qi Gong, no, but inner alchemy, including everything there, you know, because they have level by level. You started by learn how to smile to your organs, and you start, if you find out your astrology that which one dominate and which one is weak or strong, and how to strengthening the weak one, that is a major part.
And how important is working with the microcosmic orbit? Because that was a big part of our training. Can you give an example of how to start working with the microcosmic orbit?
The microcosmic like a super highway, like a ring around the city. So in the Tao say, if you want to do anything, you make sure the road is working first. No road, you cannot do anything. So the microcosmic, we have the spinal cord, we call the yang channel. We call governor channel. And so yang, if start from the coccyx, cut up from the perineum coccyx and come up to the spine, up to the crown. And we have a knot when it coming down to the palate and your tongue up, and you activate the yin channel from the front down in all. So all the yin channel is nourish all the organ. The yang channel is strengthening the whole spinal cord and the brain system.
What's one of the best practices that you can share with the listeners to start to bring that balance together and start working with the microcosmic orbit? Is there a breath practice, something that you can share with us today?
Yeah, the simple practice we call the inner smile. But you smile, you know, in the West they discover if you can smile because you're happy. If you're happy because you smile, okay? So the whole thing in our life, we only have 2 things that is yours, is everybody, okay? The number 1 is your health. Okay? You have a good health. And number 2, you are happy. That is yours. And the rest is not belong to you, okay? So in the Tao said, if you make yourself healthy, and that's why all the practice is make yourself happy. And the major beginning of practice we call inner smile. You're smiling to yourself, so you're not crazy. Because we are always smiling out, and we want to when you look at the people smiling, you feel happy, okay? You feel good. But when you look people very angry and eye looking out like this, you feel that, oh my God, it's very make you unhappy, insecure, and very angry. So that's why in the Tao said, this is the same thing. If you're smiling to yourself, the number 1, when you smile, and the West discover, just smile every day, you strengthen your brain. And you activate the morphine if you have pain. When you smile, you activate the brain and the morphine activate, okay? And make you better. And you feel very good, very happy. And that is what smiling, when you smile, you activate all the muscle in the face, okay? And you activate the brain, okay? So in the Tao, we emphasize the inner smile. So we start with smiling to the heart. So you want me to guide the practice now?
Yes, please. That would be great.
Okay. So if the people, they can sit on the chair, or they can do cross leg. Okay, so when you sit on the chair and you put the hand on the knee and you started to rock, relaxing yourself first. So we lock the spine, and when we're locking the spine, because the spinal cord is the one that very tension. When we have stress and tension, is all from the brain extend to the spinal cord. So we rock the spine, and when you're rocking the spine and you feel your spinal cord relax, and you're smiling to your brain. First you smile to your brain, and you're smiling down to your spinal cord. So in a down state, if you every day count your blessing, that means count your spine. So when you wave your tail and you feel your coccyx and sacrum, and you're smiling to your sacrum and rock your sacrum, and after that, from there you come up to smiling on the lumbar. We have 5 pieces of lumbar. So you're aware the number fifth lumbar. So you smiling to the 5th lumbar, and you have to. We have like when I teach, I have all the anatomy and the spinal cord. The people can see them. Okay, the people can see. When people see the spinal cord on the dummy, and they can feel that the spinal cord. Okay, so when they focus and they turn inwardly and aware, so we have all picture. So we have a lot of slide show them how organ look like, how spinal cord look like, because they have to have an idea how they look like, and they can learn how to smile. So when they smiling on the smile we call 3 lines. So the first thing, you rock your spinal cord and the sacrum and spinal cord, and you started to count your spinal cord. We call count your blessing. So you start from lumbar. Lumbar have 5 pieces, so you're smiling to the number 5, number 5. You're smiling to the 5th lumbar, 4th lumbar, 3, the 3rd lumbar, and 2, 2nd, and number 1. So with 5 pieces of lumbar on your back, big bone. And after that, we have 12 thoracic, so you're aware of the 12 spinal cord. So you rock your spine on the 12. So we rock it on the spine. So we have anatomy to look at it. The people can look at the whole anatomy like this one. You look at the spinal cord and the nervous system, and these because when you are smiling, you have to smiling to your body, okay? And we have this spinal cord, and so we have the people see the coccyx sacrum and the spinal cord. So I have 5 pieces of bone, 12 thoracic, and 7 vertical. So in the down state, when you learn how to rock and move and count this spinal cord, you are count your blessing. Because you can feel your spinal cord, you have blessing. When people lay down on the bed and cannot feel their spinal cord, they have no more blessing. Finish. Okay? It's just laying down for there. Okay. So that's why if we learn how to smile so the first thing is smile to the spine and count all the spinal cord. That's the first part. Okay? So we finish the spinal cord and count all the spinal cord. And the second line is the organ, 5 major organs. So you're smiling to the heart. So the heart is the front line. So you're smiling to the heart and feel love. Heart is the only organ can feel love, joy, and happiness. So when you feel love, joy, happiness, and the heart have another important part of the heart is they can be shining and radiance. So you feel the heart when you're smiling to one level, the heart shining, radiant out love, shining right down into the spleen. So it follows, we call the fire burn turn to ashes, creating earth, and that is spleen. So spleen, earth. when you dig down, you find metal lung. So you come up to the lung, you're smiling to the lungs. And when your lungs metal, attract rain. And that's why, so metal creating water, okay? So you rub the hand warm and cover the water, okay? So you cover your kidney and looking left and right and feel the kidney nice and warm, okay? So kidney water give birth to the tree, and we come back to the liver. So you're smiling to the liver, and you feel kindness and generosity. Now, kidney, we smiling back to the heart. The heart is can shining and radiate our love, joy, happiness. So one round. So that we call one creating cycle, smiling to the organs, and you started to enhance the virtue energy. Like the heart is love, joy, happiness. The spleen is fairness. And the lung is courage. And kidney is soft, gentle, calm, and peace. And liver is kindness and generosity. So you go to the 5 major organs and they have color. So each one have one color and one good virtue energy. So we smiling the organ, you store the power, energy, and good virtue energy into the organ. So in the Tao, we believe that human have positive and negative emotional, yin yang. But mostly, we said the negative emotional, it's very easy to grow, very easy to activate. So we have to grow more positive emotional, like love, joy, happy, appreciation, courage, and righteous, and soft, and gentle, all the 5 major organs, the virtue energy. So once you grow all the good energy, now it will balancing with the negative. Okay, so we don't worry about negative, just grow the positive. And you do the inner smile to grow the positive. Okay, so when you grow the positive, now you are balancing yourself with positive energy, and it will balancing with the negative. Negative is easy to grow, but positive you need to practice.
Thank you. It's a simple practice, but one that most of us don't employ throughout the day. And I think we look to making things complicated in relationships, and we look at fixing the relationship outside of the relationship instead of actually working on ourselves. So that's very important and something to remind everyone to improve our love life and our relationships. And one of the things I love is your book on the healing Tao for cultivating masculine sexual energy. That was one of my favorites. And the Multi-Orgasmic Man. I ended up learning a lot from your books on how to actually work with sexual energy with my partner because of how you explained it. So is there anything that you can share with men who have not read your books yet? Where do they start? Which book should they start with? And what should they be paying attention to?
We call Multi-Orgasmic Man. Actually, is talking also with part of the woman also, because multi-orgasm man can success is the partner to help also. So that's why woman is major part, because when woman help, very important is the woman help the man, and so when the man so we said when the man and woman work together. When the man get close, and the woman also knows that man getting close to ejaculation. Okay, so now when the man can be, we can stop and calm and relax. Okay, and let man get control, because when the man we call in the Tao we said, when the man get to 7 and 8, mean the man is still in control, and they feel arousal, orgasm, and when they're still in control, now you can cultivate being the arousal orgasm energy, because arousal orgasm energy is when the man and woman make love, the body only know that, oh, they're gonna have baby. So the body only think that, okay, we're gonna give the best energy that in our life. That is the egg and the sperm. Okay, man is a lot of sperm have to go out to creating, because 200 million sperm, that is now man sperm is less than now. So 200 million sperm, they only need one sperm to go into the egg. And that is the man have to get producing a lot of sperm to have enough sperm to, because in the vagina, the way the vagina built is a lot acid. So 95 to 95% of the sperm, when ejaculation out, is all die. So they make up a pathway for the later on the sperm can go deeper and go into the vagina and go to the ovary and go to the egg. So that's why the men have to producing, before that they calculate out that men have about 400 million sperm, and now the sperm count is get lower, it's 200 million, but it's still enough to make woman pregnant. Okay, so that's why the men, when they learn how to conserve the ejaculation and learn how to control ejaculation, and so the whole theory in the Tao is that men learn how to control ejaculation, and the thing is that you don't have to ejaculation every time you make love. That is the whole key. So in the Tao we have number, how old are you and how many days you can, it's healthy for you to have live longer and healthier, to follow the how many days you ejaculation one. So according to the age, like that. Yeah. So we have a chart for that. Mm-hmm.
And one of my last questions is around the process of a man not ejaculating, but orgasming. So orgasming without ejaculating. And the way that I describe it is by bringing the energy back into the body and recycling the qi back in. How do you describe it to men to orgasm without ejaculation?
You know, when men feel arousal orgasm, a lot of energy from the navel go down to the pelvic floor. There is a lot of sexual energy there. And when the sexual energy produced, we put men and women producing sexual energy all the time. So when we ejaculation out, the body will build again. We ejaculate out, body build again. So sometimes men need more energy to build a lot of sperm in order to make the body satisfied. So when the man ejaculation often, the body had to take other part of energy. So the Tao talk about when the man excess ejaculation, the next thing, the energy that are very similar with the sexual energy is the brain energy. Okay, so that's why in a man, the first step, they have to learn how to control ejaculation and draw this sexual energy up to revitalize the brain. So that is the first part in the male practice, is return the sexual energy up to revitalize the brain, and that is the first step. Yeah.
And what's one of your favorite practices or lessons that your teacher has taught you or that you have learned in life? What's one of your favorite life lessons that you can share with us?
As I mentioned before, the inner mind sharing already is the most important part is make yourself happy. When you're happy, you get healthier. Okay, so that's why we call the inner mind. So you learn. So when I teach, every student have to learn this basic, and this inner mind going to use for all the other practice. Every practice have to start with inner mind. You're smiling inwardly, and you're aware different organ that you want to practice, and that's how you can bring this energy, the smiling energy, into strengthening your organs.
And we can also use Qi Gong as well to work with our body and our energy. How important is Qi Gong with this practice?
Qi Gong, we have many sets. So each set for one particular practice or particular organs. So because this is the internal, we call inner alchemy practice, Qi Gong is major part of it. But the Qi Gong we dividing like the sequencing sound. So you have the moving like this one, the lung sound. So you're aware of the lung, you're looking in the lung. And when you do the sound, so the lung sound is, so that is the sound of the lungs. So when you make the sound, when the lung gets sick, they make a different sound. So that way the doctor, they check telescope and they check the lung and they hear, it sounds different because the lung gets sick. But in the Tao set, when you do, and when you know that the lung sound pop in the healthy way should be sound like this, so that the Tao discover sequencing sound. So the lung sound, a healthy sound, is making sound like hissing sound. Okay, so like snake hissing sound. So when you make this sound and the position, you get rid of the sadness, depression, and grief out of the lung. And now you do the same sound again, but you're putting back good courage and righteous feeling into the lung. So the same sound can be detoxify the negative energy out, and it tonify with good energy back into the lung. And that is the sound we call the sequencing sound. Yeah.
The 6 healing sounds. Yeah, thank you. And before we go, I wanted to just ask, within the Tao practice that you've been working with for many, many years now, is there any advice to entrepreneurs? Because you're an entrepreneur, you're someone who created many schools and practices, and you have your center in Chiang Mai. How can entrepreneurs look to the Tao to help us in business? Is there any advice that you can give people who are creators or entrepreneurs in business?
The whole key is very simple. In the Tao set, when you are self healthy and don't get sick, and you always smile, your business is good.
And you, how many years have you been practicing this? Your whole life, yes?
Yes, I'm doing quite young, so more than 50 years, 53, 55 years, yeah. So, and I teach, that means I teaching, writing and teaching around the world about 53 years now.
It's incredible. And are you right now on a new tour? Are you going to, I heard you were in Australia, Europe, you're going maybe to China. What's coming up?
Yeah, next month I go to China for 4 days, and coming back, so I go to Europe, go to all the 5 countries in Europe. Yeah, and after that, the end of the year, go to New York. Yeah, so that is the tour. Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, we have the retreat. So now we have the summer retreat. Okay. So
in the
people come
Tao Garden
around the world. Yeah. The people come around from the whole world. They come here. So we have a summer retreat here, and we call the Healing Week. And in the winter, in the winter, we have the dark room practice. We call the more spiritual work. Okay, so the people, after they open the microcosmic, do the inner smile, do the fusion, and now we have dark room. We build up dark room here. So they go in there, everything is dark, no light, no sound. So they stay there and I teach them how to do the practice, how to go inwardly, how to clean their body like that.
Is it 7 days in the dark room? How many days is the practice?
We have 5 weeks. We have 5 weeks. So people can come 1 week. So some people come for 1 week. A lot of people, they come 3 weeks. They go in the dark, they don't want to get out. Okay, wow. So sometimes we say, no more room. You not sign up, we have no room. You have to get out. Okay, so in the dark room, everybody have one room, and the light turn off, and I teach, I guide the people how to do the practice, how to let go themselves, how to clean out the negative, how to connecting with the light, and how to connecting with the energy, like that.
And do you find that, I mean, being a Buddhist, I know it's closing the senses to reduce any stimulation. So is it sensory deprivation? Yeah.
Right. So we teach them how to seal the senses.
Seal the senses.
Yeah, sealing of the senses. So they have, sealing senses is you have to learn how to turn the senses inwardly. And they have pair. They have the senses like children and organ like parents. So they have to find the right pair. It's just like if you leave the children outside on the street, they're going to make a lot of problems. They're going to get themselves in trouble, okay? So if the children come back to the parent, like the senses like children, and the senses outside, and all the addiction is all stimulated by the senses. But when they turn the senses inwardly, so we call the children being go under the mother and the parent control. So they can start to control their senses.
Is that the same as working with the dragon gates? The dragon gates, is that part of the practice?
We have the dark room ourselves, the practice. The dragon gate also, they have their practice. But this one we call the Tao inner alchemy practice. Yeah.
Thank you. And I know mantakchia.com is your website. I definitely found it revolutionary, supportive, and I learned a lot, not just from your books, but by being at the Tao Garden and working with you and all of the students there. It was one of the greatest practices that I've had. So thank you for that. And I'm happy you're still teaching right now. And is there anything else you'd like to share before you head out? I appreciate your time.
Yeah, the whole key that everybody, you have to understand that what you have your body and you have your own happiness. You can make yourself happy or you can make yourself sad. So if you think that guy make me angry, that guy make me sad, that guy make me depressed, in the Tao said, why don't you turn back inside to yourself, that you are alone, you decide that your own health, or you are happy or you are sad. You decide them, you do it. If people make you very angry, you don't get angry. That is you again, okay? When people do something you don't like and you get angry, now it's you again. So in the Tao said, when you learn how to be said, okay, emotional part, I can control in myself. When I get angry, I hurt myself. Okay, when I smile, I make myself healthy and better. So that's why the Tao said you have to learn how to smile, and you're smiling to organ by organ. When you smile to one level, you started to be emotional cannot affect you that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting out in America and in the West how uh, people are in Thailand, Vietnam, and China and Bali, Indonesia. I'm going to next week, and I find it so peaceful for me. I find it so relaxing, and it allows me to connect with myself so deeply. And it's yeah, it's challenging out in the West because we are very externalized and driven outside of ourselves, and then we blame everyone else for what we experience instead of taking responsibility and accountability. So that's very important. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
I'm Robyn Lin with Mantak Chia here in OG Mastery. Thank you so much, Mantak. And yeah, I can't wait to see you again, hopefully soon. So thank you so much for your time and energy.
Thank you.